that sounds correct. So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone? Pardon me. Can I say something, please? I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark? Now that you mention it, you brought food to the office, right? Cease this bickering! It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters. Indubitably? If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout. Indubitably. Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long? He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me. For now, might I suggest we listen to what she has to say? Is there something wrong with that? Then someone definitely went under the floorboards through the storage room during the party. Pass the torch? If there was a shining mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right? That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife. However, I am not sure. I believe that he was there, and I believe that he was not there. Is that an iron skewer? But Girl D was the one who went to the office to get the key to the music room, right? Then she attacked her with the fish tank. Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game motive as their cover? That is right. It cannot be Hyoko. That mask belongs to Sparkling Justice! That mask says it all! Sparkling Justice is hiding on this island! Which means the legendary serial killer Sparkling Justice is the one who killed Mahiru! Fuyuhiko, you cannot do that. Only a coward threatens women. Medicine? Hyoko, please do not cry. We believe you. There should be a new clue contained in what Hyoko has told us. So, let us believe Hyoko's words and discuss it once again with everyone. Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower. Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance? Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja! This is... Could she be... Everyone, please be careful! Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals. She is supposed to be... But... Huh? However, before we do that, pardon me, can we please have a little more time? Pardon me, can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion. Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange. That is true. However, the article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it. Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well, which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both. The other 5 on the motel team were myself, Gundam, Kazuichi, Chiaki, and Hyoko. Why would Hajime lie? Now then, since we know Hajime's testimony is reliable, let us move on to the arguments. However, that door is the only entrance to the music venue, right? If they blocked the door from the inside, the killer would not have been able to leave either. Me too? Please stop making bad jokes! How did they lock the door? That door should not have had a lock. I have seen this in serial crime dramas. I believe it is not something one typically eats. I see. So the scrap that was caught on the baton lighting was originally part of the wallpaper. So they used the baton lighting on the ceiling to hang the wallpaper? If her feet were on the floor, was there any sign she stepped on something? That is not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries. If Ibuki stepped on her blood, aside from Mikon, none of us were aware of that fact. So the killer probably did not know it either. Now then, let us resume our debate. Nagito? What do you mean? If the victim actually committed suicide? Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something? So, an alibi. Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. Since Hajime has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place. Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence! Aside from those afflicted by the disease, if nobody has an alibi then... Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has failed! You two have alibis? It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead. No, maybe. She went of her own free will. So, Exactly as I assumed. Hyoko seemed to be really struggling with wearing her kimono. I believe that was one of the reasons she locked herself in her room. That is why I informed her. I told her that there was a full-length mirror at the music venue, and I suggested that she use it. Though I knew she would go there, there is no way I could have predicted when she would arrive. Gundam, please stop! For his sake! Hajime, I leave it in your hands. He did discover the body. I doubt his attention was focused on the camera. Or did they make some kind of set? That curtain was hung so the music venue would look like the conference room? The motel would have been too far, and the interior design of the movie theater is too distinctive. The incident isn't happening at the scene of a crime, it's occurring in the conference room. But why did the killer go to the trouble of making a fake video just so Hajime could go to the crime scene? Huh? An alibi? Was that the killer's goal? Just like Akane said, it is really hard to tie it all together. I mean, Mikan is the killer? That slow-witted remark is not necessary. Scars? You mean the rope burn, right? You were right. And you have been a great help to us so far. Forgiveness or not, we still have not decided if Mikan is the killer. Mikan? What has happened to you? Akane! You seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth. I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me. Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs! And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body. The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions. If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible. Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru? There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it. Yes, for reals. Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go! There's no need to lift that pillar. What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye. Huh? Fragments? I see. That was entirely my bad. Is that true? So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is? No. You are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction. Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse. Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion. In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place. Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland? Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body. Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around. If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake. There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing. It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong. Wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear, the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene? He could have moved it all, easy as pie. Huh? I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up. But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the 3rd floor of Grape House. Oh, snap. I never expected that the 2 houses were connected vertically. Oh, I see. Do whatever you like. You're magnificent, Gundam! Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy. Then it would be a different story. I see. That is disappointing. Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower, and a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower? Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone. Just for show. Why was something like that necessary? Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building? Gundam, please proceed. What does this mean? The elevator should move. However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions. It's clearly contradictory. Rotated 180 degrees? The funhouse itself is the weapon. So they killed using the building structure? Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily? Akane, you're drooling waterfalls? Could it be his sleep mode? Silence, pest. The hammer is suspicious. Silence, pest. If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. Huh? Was that unexpected for the killer too? No, I believe you gave your all. At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer. Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m. We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain. The clock inside Grape House? Please believe me, we are not lying. If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue. Rumbling? Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all. I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs. Excellent work, Akane! Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell? Please, say something! However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House, but I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it. The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise... Gundam? You have some sort of explanation, right? Just like us. Gundam? Please, can you at least say something? Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal! Gundam! If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House... Admit it? Did you say... you admit it? I cannot believe it. I just... cannot believe... You killed... Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that! Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi. The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds... definitely the bomb's hiding place. However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity. Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer? But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse, which means it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire. Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this. I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before. Damn right it is! The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right? Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit. Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter. Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan! And when we opened the door, the domino effect started, and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter. Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used. Hajime? What do you mean? Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible. Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first. If he threw the knife into the air and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way? If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand. So what do you think now, Fuyuhiko? There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly. Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly. I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that. Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi? Everyone, working together. When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right? What are you saying? Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear! That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily. It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time? One step at a time. What does that mean? If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP? Not just that. He did all that while he was gripping the spear? That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right? However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that? So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor. Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone? You are right, I suppose. You are right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion. Like who the traitor is? Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file? But the cause of death is obvious, is it not? The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was a cause of death. Are you saying that applies this time too? Bad sense? Huh? You're right. We only get one chance to vote after all. If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand, but... Exactly! We should cooperate at a time like this. Let us consider a different fatal wound. Was a cause of death something that cannot be seen? It is true that poison is not something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden? If poison was a cause of death, it would not leave an obvious wound on Nagito's body. If it was a slow-acting poison, it is possible he consumed it in advance. Inhaled? Of course! Hydrolysis! The chemical bonds that formed the poison were broken down by the water from the sprinklers! Chiaki, what did you just say? That is impossible! I mean, an accomplice? It is just too... even if there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is? Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, it is possible that somebody accidentally removed the poison from the crime scene. Which means... Did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade? When I first discovered those fire grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid. That is true, but there was no sign he was even at the break room. Huh? No. That is not just a piece of trash. The seal I saw on that fire grenade matched this. It is the same aluminum. You're right. Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was a suicide. If that is true, then the person who brought the poison and spread it was... Nagito did not commit murder. Instead, he manipulated someone else into killing him? It is my fault, because I told you all about the fire grenades. I am so sorry! Please vote me as the killer! However... Monokuma also does not know who the killer is, right? Please stop! I will never become queen! Is giving up all we can do? Chiaki? You mean he left his plan to luck? You are absolutely right. It is hard to think the traitor would reveal themselves now. Chiaki is the traitor? That is a lie, right? Surely you must be joking. We were not tricked! After all, we have been working together all this time! We have been helping each other all this time! Chiaki, being a traitor, being a member of that horrifying future foundation, that is obviously a lie! If you say you are the traitor, please provide an explanation that will help us understand. We cannot vote until we are satisfied. That is what you said earlier, Chiaki. But how would you know who the traitor is from that? There must be some mistake. I mean... If Chiaki is the traitor, what was all that time we spent with her? Was that all a lie too? Chiaki is... She is being controlled by Monokuma. That is why we should help her. She knew? That is a mistake. That must be a mistake. Why are you saying such things? Do you really want Chiaki to be the traitor? I will not believe it. I refuse to believe Chiaki is the traitor. There is just no way. Chiaki is not the traitor. There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not. The only person who knew it was a fake was me when I tried to detonate it. Enough already. Please do not say another word. I do not want this anymore. I am so very tired of doubting people. And just because she knew the bomb was a fake does not mean we should decide she is the traitor. Even if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor. If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too! After all, I also knew the bomb was fake. There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake! That someone is Monokuma! Monokuma said so earlier, correct? He knows everything about this island. Monokuma probably told Chiaki that it was fake beforehand! If so, you could not declare that! Monami and Chiaki were working together! That... Monokuma may have just been lying! Hajime, are you going to believe Monokuma over Chiaki? Huh? Are you telling us to believe in you and sacrifice you? That is just too cruel! Monokuma's nonsensical abilities. Please do not compare reality to contact lenses! So that's why we don't have our memories of our lives at Hope's Peak Academy? What does that mean? And you are saying that happened to Hyoko? Because we did not know each other before we lost our memories. Strange? What is? Now that you mention it, I did hear about a phenomenon quite similar to that. In a distant country, there was a certain experiment carried out on one of their prisoners. The prisoner was blindfolded, strapped to a bed, and had small wounds applied to his toes to drain his blood. That prisoner was left alone in the experiment room, as the sound of dripping blood echoed throughout the room. But in fact, his blood was not being drained. He was just forced to listen to the sound of dripping water, but he believed he was bleeding to death. However, in spite of that, the prisoner still died. Then that must mean... So... You are saying everyone is still alive? Are you saying they will never awaken again? Then... Monomi and Chiaki were... Then the Future Foundation is... truly an organization of evil! Could it be... that virus is... Please wait! Did you just say 15 people? Could it have been Chiaki? Now that you mention it, you referred to the Future Foundation by that name before. Do not joke about the world ending! It is cowardly of you to just ignore us! You are from the Future Foundation? What is this ultimate despair? Did Nagito try to kill us because we were ultimate despair? Is that why you took away our school memories? I am terribly sorry. I do not feel so well. Where's the bathroom? Uploaded? Just a thought. What will happen if we do not choose to graduate? Well, even if we wake up in the real world, we are all rather messed up, right? If that is the case, then maybe staying on this island is... Makoto! What has happened to you? And apparently we are actually the bad guys. Then... that was just the work of Monokuma? A trap? What kind of trap did you set? Transform? Am I hallucinating? This is Monokuma's true identity? Is it just me, or did her personality change? You are not bored at all! And why is someone who died here right now? Tampered with the graduation program? Then that countdown represented the time that was needed to modify the program. Enough. Please stop. But if we do not understand the principles behind it, then we do not even know if it is really possible. You are right. There is no way we can choose to stay here after all we've been through. How were you able to get here, Makoto? The Despair Restoration Program? So, the rules were protecting us? How can you be so cruel? I do not really know what you are trying to say. If that happens, Junko's alter ego will be uploaded into the bodies of the dead. This is nothing to LOL about. Shutdown sequence? What is that? However, out of 15 people, including Makoto, there are only 6 people here. Are you two also from the Future Foundation? What does that mean for us? No! Please stop! The footage you recorded with the surveillance cameras was shown to the Future Foundation? What shall I do? I did a lot of disgraceful things in front of those cameras. I will never be queen now. Please forget what you saw. Just 1 second, please. That sounds as though we know that all too well. However, based on the information I know, the man known as Izuru Kamakura, I do not want any more last-minute plot twists. It sounds like he is a completely different person. Hajime? Huh? What shall we do? If our memories up until now disappear, I will not even remember the reason everybody died. I know, but how much of ourselves do we have to sacrifice? Yes, there's no way I would forget. If the memories we made here disappear, I will not even remember why everyone died. We just have to press these 2 buttons at the same time, correct? I wonder. I do not really understand it myself, but I just saw it. When my body felt so heavy that I could not move. When I felt as though I was sinking into a deep black sea. It was at that moment I somehow heard Hajime's voice. And though it was just a flash, I saw it, like a lighthouse beacon shining across an ocean of darkness. A warm, yet resolute light. The one who shined that light, it was probably... You saw it too, right, Hajime? The future we are going to create from this moment on. It is also the future that everyone has created, right? Then, there is no way we can stop now. This is just the beginning, right? I am sorry to trouble everyone, but even if we awaken in the real world and forget about what transpired here, it will still have meaning, right? I am scared too. Even if I forget, I will use all my might and remember. My name is Sonia Nevermind. Then, which means, good day. Howdy, howdy, ho! Excuse me. Just kidding. Yes, no, of course. Most tight. You are right. I am concerned. Wow, see? Amazing! Could it be? Big news! Well, please wait. Hold it right there. Do you have a minute? Everyone! It cannot be. I am sorry. All right, of course. Easy as pie. This cannot be. Something like this. Huh? Please listen. You must not. That is an order. I do not want this anymore. However, that plan was an utter failure. The bomb was not real. It was merely a fireworks display. God damn it all to hell! I did. As did Monami as well. She was also secretly peeking at the bomb. By the way, where did everyone go? You are very beautiful. As if you are a princess yourself. My femininity is hella boss. Japan summer, nervous summer. Begone, evil spirit.